Good morning, all. A very hearty and warm welcome by the side of Group 6 to you all. Today, we, the students of Group 6, are going to present in front of you a presentation or a video on transportation system in human beings. We start off by knowing about the circulatory system in our body. So, without further ado, let's get straight into the video.
Circulatory system. The circulatory system is responsible for the transportation of nutrients and gases like oxygen for the body and metabolic waste products away from the body. The heart and the lung play an important role in circulating and purification of blood throughout the body. But the heart is the only organ which helps in purification.
Now, let's know more about the heart. The heart is the pumping organ of our circulatory system. It is located at the center of our abdominal cavity and is tilted towards the left. We will know more about the heart in the next slide. The human heart is an organ that pumps blood throughout the body via the circulatory system, supplying oxygen and nutrients to the tissues and removing carbon dioxide and other waste. The tissues of the body need a constant supply of nutrition in order to be active.
Structure of heart. Heart is a muscular organ. It consists of 4 chambers, that is right-left atrium and right-left ventricle. Ventricles have to pump blood to various organs, so they have thick muscular walls than atria. Different chambers prevent the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. In heart, the walls are present to stop backflow of blood when atria or ventricle contract.
Now we should proceed and let's look how the heart actually works. The heart, being a pumping organ, works on the principle of relaxation and contraction. The deoxygenated blood present in the right atrium moves down to the right ventricle because of contraction of right atrium. Through here, the blood moves towards pulmonary artery, the only artery that carries deoxygenated blood. It takes the blood towards lungs, and the pulmonary vein brings back the oxygenated blood. Pulmonary vein is the only vein that carries oxygenated blood. Through here, the blood moves towards left atrium. The left atrium contracts and the blood moves down towards the left ventricle. Through the left ventricle, the blood moves towards aorta. Aorta is a tube that carries the blood, oxygenated blood, to all the tissues and the organs of the body so that they can gain energy through the oxygenated blood.
Double circulation. The heart is the key organ for blood circulation and the double circulation. Double circulation is an efficient way of circulation as it provides an effective way of circulation. The main difference is that the blood flows two routes, one for oxygenated blood and the other for deoxygenated blood. Hence the name double circulation. The majority of mammals, including humans, utilize a double circulatory system.
Further, the heart is connected to the lungs through the pulmonary artery and vein. In double circulation, there are two pathways in which the blood flows. They are systematic circulation and pulmonary circulation.
Systemic circulation. Systemic circulation carries oxygenated blood from the left ventricle to the tissue capillaries. The oxygen-rich blood is transferred to the aorta for circulating into various parts of the body. Later, the veins and the venules collect the deoxygenated blood, which is rich in carbon dioxide, from various parts of the body. The deoxygenated blood is pumped back into the superior vena cava and then to the right atrium. Once after receiving the deoxygenated blood, the right atrium carries blood to the right ventricle for pulmonary circulation.
Pulmonary circulation. In the pulmonary circulation, the blood circulation starts from the right atrium to the left atrium. In this pathway, the pulmonary artery collects the blood from the right ventricle and carries to the lungs for oxygenation. Once the purification process, oxygenated blood is pumped back to the left atrium through the pulmonary vein which is carried to the left ventricles. The left ventricles pump the oxygenated blood to the aorta for systematic circulation.
Arteries. Arteries are blood vessels that carry blood away from the heart where it branches into even smaller vessels. Finally, the smallest arteries called arterioles are further branched into smaller capillaries where the exchange of nutrients and other waste molecules are carried out.
Veins. Veins are blood vessels present throughout the body. They are tube-like translucent structures that functions by carrying deoxygenated blood from the tissues to the heart for reoxygenation. Compared to the arteries, veins are thin walled and they have valves in them which ensures blood only flows in one direction.
Capillaries. Capillaries are narrow diameter tubes that can feed red blood cells in single file lines and are the sites for the exchange of nutrients, waste, and oxygen with tissues at the cellular level. Fluid also crosses into the interstitial space from the capillaries.
Lymph. Lymph is another fluid involved in transportation. Some amount of plasma protein and blood cells escape into the intercellular spaces in the tissues to form lymph or tissue fluid. It is similar to blood but colorless and contains less proteins. Lymph carries digested and absorbed fat from the intestine.
Function of lymph. It is responsible for the removal and filtration of interstitial fluid from tissues, absorbs and transports fatty acids and fats as chyle from digestive system, and transports many of the cells involved in immune system function via lymph.
Thank you all for being so patient and watching the presentation created by the students of Group 6. The presentation you just saw contains the efforts by 6 students in all. The names of the students are Harshit, Govind, Arjun, Arpit, Pushkar and Aryan. I hope you like the presentation. Thank you all.